Good evening, Rush Nation, and welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast. I'm your host, the Joel Hewitt, here with the other one, Alex Can't See the Wood for the Trees Woods, and the off-season champion, Pete Amelia. Good evening, boys. How you doing?
Good. Feeling a little bit.
We lost Alex already. It's a good one. We're off to it. What broke you so soon this week, Alex?
Immediately, as soon as Pete's normally like full energy at the top of the show and then tails off. And like we had a discussion off pod that Pete's obviously like feeling the Christmas spirit and feeling it there. And it was the and then just carried straight out.
It's off the rails. We're in the Betwixmas.
It's the podcast version of just nodding your head as someone passes.
Love it. Yeah, great for radio as well. Just visual cues that we're doing here.
I should have groaned with it. How are you feeling? Sideshow Bob on a rake.
Unlike most people, we still commit to our every Tuesday night. Today, we are both early and late, which is something not a lot of podcasts can say that we're doing. We had planned to go early at 7:30 and then book that, and then ended up starting at 2 minutes to 8. So technically, we are still earlier than we would have been, but later than scheduled. So it's we're in the middle of Christmas and New Year's and all of that good stuff. And also, Pete's knackered because he stayed up super late to watch the Bears game. And that's why he is falling asleep before our eyes.
Yeah. 2 days ago, still recovering, but well worth it.
Such as being 40-something, my friend.
Yes.
But yeah, so we are essentially just going to talk a lot about what's going to happen in Week 18 with the playoffs and everything. We've got a little bit of news to go through. It might be a bit of a shorter one. It depends if Pete falls unconscious or not. Anyway, let's kick it off with some news.
Yes, sir. News from the underground.
I'm kicking it off because we weren't even going to do a news section. And then about an hour or so before we were set to go live, I spotted that some Hall of Fame finalists had been announced. And I got a little giddy. And plunked it in there anyway, and that led to us having a few pieces of news. So rather than it just be Pete listing off people that are hurt, I thought we'd have some good ones. So my favorite wide receiver of all time, I don't wear jerseys on it very often. I find it maybe a bit much, but Larry Fitzgerald, like Hall of Famer, clearly first ballot. Get him chucked in there. Love that. Drew Brees, favorite QB of all time as well. Saints fans, that's really cool. I've drafted Frank Gore. I've drafted Jason Wynn. All of the people that are in my fantasy drafts from years gone by are now Hall of Famers, which says a lot about my age, I guess, at the ripe age of 41. Eli Manning, second year for Eli Manning, but like Luke Kuechly, Terrell Suggs, Alan Vinatieri, Michelle Yonder, I'm not familiar with. This is their second time all getting. Or is it second year of eligibility?
Second year of eligibility, yeah.
Yeah, not second time that being nominated. And then going down the list, Jari Evans, Kevin Williams, Reggie Wayne, God bless him. He's not dead, I just think he's cool. Torrey Holt, Willie Anderson, and Darren Woodson. Is this the 18th year since Darren Woodson retired that he's available for the Hall of Fame? Oh, boy, just come on now.
Yeah, let's get it done.
18 long years. He's like, come on, baby. I would like it to be the 18th time they've put him on this list and they just keep doing it to troll him and be like, nah, mate, it's just maybe this year. No. So yeah, I was super pleased to see like Fitz and Breeze on there, especially. Anyone like pop out for anybody on there? Anyone not Hall of Fame worthy?
I'm not gonna retread the Eli conversation.
Go back to podcast 4. I think it was of ours. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to talk about Frank Gore. I think is the interesting one. The numbers are there. That's just he's like the hall of durability, because to put up those numbers and to be playing for 15 years as a running back, I think he gets in because of the numbers. But I don't He's no way first rounder, first balloter. I think he's going to be one that then just is on that list for ages until enough time has passed that then starts to be a groundswell of, come on, this is ridiculous. He should be in there now. I can't see him getting in first ballot. I don't know if you think the same.
No other headline like running backs though. I know there
No.
doesn't have to be, but nice to mix it up.
Yeah, but they've got a few key wide receivers who were probably better at their peak. Were certainly better at their peak than Frank Gore was.
I would say Frank Gore's better than Jason Witten.
Really?
Yeah, Jason Witten was overshadowed by Gronk, Jimmy Graham. Like, he wasn't even the best tight end when he was playing. He was playing around the same time as Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hernandez. Not Hernandez.
No.
Hernandez.
Intelligent tight.
Yeah. Gonzalez.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez. Yeah,
Tony Gonzalez. Yeah. So, like, Jason Witten was surrounded by all of those people. Also, like Tony Romo was like chucking to him. I don't think Tony Romo is really a Hall of Famer. I appreciate the time that he had there, but he didn't really move the needle for me. So, yeah. Maybe not Jason Witten's year.
No.
Again, hello to Heaven Bueno, N3C, and White to Maz72s on the Twitter as well. I know they're both on YouTube, so hey everybody. But yeah, so I think I could drop Jason Witten from there, and that's why I would keep Frank Gore. I liked Terrell Suggs in Ballers with The Rock.
Yeah.
So I think he should be in the Hall of Fame just for that performance alone.
He was good.
I hated Luke Kuechly as a human being, but God, was he a good player. I just remember him on Hard Knocks being like the schoolyard bully, and I just despised every second he was on TV. But the second you put him on the field, regardless of whether or not I like the Panthers at the time, Luke Kuechly, I'm surprised that this is his second year of eligibility. I think you said it before we started. I was convinced that this is the first time that he's been eligible. So, yeah, it's a good one out there.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would say with Witten is he's the second all time for receiving yards as a tight end. Again, it's a lot of that's a numbers game, but he's second only to Tony Gonzalez. More receiving yards than Kelsey, than Gronk, than Antonio Gates, than Shannon Sharp, than Greg Olsen, Jimmy Graham, all of them. So I think he's getting in, but yeah, maybe not our first year.
Yeah, and I suppose it's the Hall of Fame should be on individual performance and not like win-loss or playoffs or whether or not you won a Super Bowl. It should be how good you were at that position. So I can understand that, but like he was never in the playoffs as far as I remember. Playoff appearances have got to be pretty low because I don't recall the Cowboys being in much in the past like 20 odd years. So
yeah,
they go that. Adam Vinatieri though, God bless him, which is kind of strange because he was playing in. I feel like he was playing last week. I'm certain Vinatieri. It's not been 5 years.
It's bonkers, isn't it? It's bonkers that it has been 6.
Well, 6 in his case. Yeah.
That confused me because I'm sure it wasn't. It felt like he was playing 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing him being like a silver fox on the field, and that's the first time I truly seen like a proper full-on grey dude like out there kicking the ball, and I was like, God bless him, well done you. And flash forward 6 years, and they finally like give him a shot the whole time. So God knows what he is now. I assume Zimmer frame, like just proper, like still have to have a nice young lady escort him on stage if they get him into that. Yeah, it's cool. Cool news story. We don't get a lot of that. Now let's break it down. It's not a good day to be a Diggs.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. The Cowboys have waived Trevon Diggs. I don't know why. I just saw the headline, and then one of you two popped into the notes here.
Yeah, I think because he's rubbish. Is a part of it. He's always been rubbish. Like he got the first time he got first team All-Pro in 2021, and that was the year he just got an obscene number of interceptions. It's like 12 interceptions, something like that year. He just seemed to pick somebody off every single week. But he was terrible in coverage. Basically, what you've seen, if you didn't watch him then, imagine what you've seen from Nashon Wright at Chicago this year, where if he doesn't pick you off, he's an absolute liability. And that's what Trevor Diggs was. But he got so many interceptions. It was just like there was a big push for him to be Defensive Player of the Year. But now that he's not getting interceptions, he's not doing anything. He's a bollard. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I was saying, it'd be interesting to see who picks him up off waivers, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Bears, just because Kyle Gordon's still out injured. Al Harris was his DB coordinator in 2021. He plays that ball hawk defense, and it's an easy one to plug in and play if they need a one body over the playoff period. So I think he would be that would seem like a nice match. But I also imagine there's quite a few teams that go, actually, we need somebody there.
Yeah, fair enough. And we've said it year on year that it's often just about depth when it comes to the playoffs as well. So have him and not need him, then need him and not have him. There's also the fact of having him and stopping somebody else from being able to have him isn't going to be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, he's not like the greatest player, but like, do you really want somebody else to have the depth that you could possibly have? So yeah, it'll probably get snapped up, but that'll be interesting. The opposite of snapped up, Stephon Diggs. Quote, I think Alex wrote this, another assault. Let me just bring up the allegedly banner because they've kept him on the squad for now. So Stephon Diggs, another assault. I think I read that he slapped somebody on December the 2nd, the day after the Patriots win. And that's as far as I read. I was just like, oh, I did see the statement from the Patriots saying, basically, he told us about it. He says that he didn't do it. We stand by him. So we'll see if that pans out. Clearly, they don't want to say they don't want to lose him with the playoffs coming in and all of that stuff. I think if they were out of the playoffs, that statement would have been very differently. It's just an unfortunate timing thing. Like, if they want to innocent until proven guilty, sometimes teams just go the opposite way on it, but not the New England Patriots, the darlings of the AFC.
Yeah, you just need to keep him under wraps for a month. Just like, as long as you don't charge him till February 10th, right? That's fine. We'll deal with it then.
Well, so it's not just for a little slap. He also strangled the dude.
All right.
So so it's that the NFL rumor mill is that Diggs's lawyers absolutely livid because there was an agreement that this would be kept under wraps till after the season, and it's just seen as a plaudit from the dude that he strangled and beat up allegedly, that it's a cash grab so that they can settle quicker with the pressure of first suspension and all this. Because if they settle it quickly and give him a bunch of money and go, oh, I'm sorry, here's a bunch of money, then he might not get suspended by the NFL till next season.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not having a lot of sympathy for Diggs and his lawyer here.
No.
What he's allegedly done is accurate.
The one thing that they're also all saying and doing that is that for this alleged incident, Diggs was never arrested.
Right.
So these charges have just come out of the blue, and the dude's now obviously we're all within his rights to go, hey, that guy strangled and beat me up. Can someone do something about it? But it wasn't immediately reported, which is sending off some red flags in other people's communities.
Yeah.
I appreciate the guy coming out and doing it just to mess with the Patriots, though. I'm hoping that he's like a fan of a different like he's a Broncos fan or something like that. And he's like, this will throw the cat amongst the pigeons, won't it? Like, as he was being like joked out by Stephon Diggs, he was like, I'm just going to hold on to this news until December the 30th. Oh boy.
It's like the second worst thing that's happened to Stephon Diggs this week. And the news story would have been all about how his girlfriend / fiance / human being, I don't know what their relationship status is. I also don't care. Cardi B left halfway through the game on Sunday. because it was, I quote, too cold.
I mean, she's heavily pregnant, isn't she? So I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give her a hard time for it. Yeah.
Didn't he knock up somebody else as well? Isn't he expecting, or has he just had? Basically, I think he's like got 2 kids on the way to do different bits. I'm just going to keep allegedly out there. I'm pretty certain that Diggs has been.
It's not Tyreek Hill.
Not great.
No, that's Tyreek.
He's working on it.
Yeah, he's trying to get a kid in every state. He's like a stamp collector.
We'll see at the end of your awards who gets the Tyreek Hill award, the Offensive Rookie of the Year, the Tyreek Hill award, Walter Payton Man of the Year. Just see who's knocked up more women than playoff appearances. So
Offensive Human Being of the Year award
will always be Ryan Fitzgerald.
God bless him. Right, Washington tight end, Steelers broken arm. This was written by a half asleep human being, I think. Who?
No, that was Daniel Washington. I'm assuming you mean, yeah.
Daniel Washington broke his arm for the Steelers. He's out.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Big piece ahead of their huge game on Sunday.
Yeah. And he is an enormous human being. He's so important to them just for keeping a static Aaron Rodgers upright and helping with that run game. So, yeah, that's a big loss for them.
Yeah, possibly will be. Now is not the time to just be out there breaking arms. Silly move.
Yeah.
What a daft lad. Right, we've snuck straight through the news. Let's get just onto the topic of the week. Clearly, the topic of this week is the playoff push, Week 18, divisional games, where I was saying to Alex before we started, boy, the script writers wrote them scripts. I think they made it a little too obvious that it's all scripted this year. The games that we're talking about in Week 18, where, a couple of years ago, it would get to Week 17, obviously, before there was the 18th game, and no starters would play. I would go without watching a game on Week 17. So clearly they needed to amp up the drama, and by adding the 18th week and making that a guaranteed divisional battle, you've actually done quite the work, because there are not just like ins and outs of playoffs going, but positions and where like people can fall and whatnot. I think if we kind of like find this a little bit with like, what we want to see from this week, I'm just going to go straight out and say the Seahawks 49ers happen to be the last game of the season, and its winner gets the bye week and home field advantage for the playoffs. Are you absolutely kidding me? You can't write that. That's too obvious. You in the writer's room, you're going, "Here, boss, I've got this." And it's like, come on, they're gonna be on to us here. You can't do this. You can't just like drop that kind of noise. So, 2 phenomenally good teams this season are like battling just for that first thing, and they're in the same division. What the hell? I cannot wait. That is the one to watch for me. Oh, I guess briefly, did anybody win any fantasy championships? I'm 0 for 3.
I mean, I throw a lot of darts when I play fantasy football. So I think I said like 29 leagues across different formats. I got to 2 finals this year. It was quite a bad year for me. But I got to 2 finals and won them both. So that was good. Yeah. One of them. Say again.
Oh, no, right. Go on. One of them what?
One of them, I was up against Derrick Henry and Chase Brown and thought I was going to get battered. But then I had loads of players from the 49ers Bears game in. So I had Colston Loveland, DeAndre Swift, CMC, and Brock Purdy. And they just went ham. And when it's point per first down as well for running backs, it just, that one was good. And then the other one, I needed Bijan and Blake Corum to outscore Puka by 27 points. And I wasn't optimistic. And then Puka did nothing. And I got 52 points from Bijan.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh, wow, okay, I've won. Woo! So that worked really nicely for me. Running backs.
Alex, get out.
I didn't even make the playoffs in my 2 leagues. because Derrick Henry did absolutely nothing until the actual fantasy playoffs. So there are players that screw you out of a season and you never draft them again. Derrick Henry is now on that list.
Look, as you know, I've said for I think it's about 4 years now, Derrick Henry is washed. So who is the person that knocked me out of the final that I wanted to win? Derrick Henry. Who had Derrick Henry in that league and traded him away 4 years ago because he was washed? Me. So I traded it to the guy that knocked me out of the final this year. So well done, mate. I'll see you at Damon's, and that's the dynasty one where the winner gets a dinner paid for by everybody else. So we're going for American style ribs at a place near Lincoln, which is quite nice.
And so yeah, that's to trade you Derrick Henry back at the beginning of the season. You said no.
On August the 20th, he posted on the group, is anybody wanting to trade Derrick Henry? And today I asked him if the offer was still open. I thought, you never know. I can switch the points across. And he started Brock Purdy, who at the beginning of the season, I was like, I think Brock Purdy is going to be the fancy QB that I would quite like to go for. Did nothing. I was like, oh, dodged a bullet there. Done perfectly fine with everybody else. And then what happens? Brock Purdy just knocks out like 40 something points. So I was very, very rarely going to like have a shot there. But yeah. So yeah, that's why you don't come to us for fantasy advice. You go to Murph on a Thursday with the flagship show. You come here for Disney references and people just saying that people are washed when they're not, and all that kind of good stuff. So, who wants to like give me a weird playoff scenario? Do we want to bring anything up? I'll tell you what. Like while we're talking, I'll bring up the stage. The current playoff bracket is looking pretty tasty, but that could all change.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to blitz the ones that are kind of done, that we can just get them out of the way quickly and then just focus on the big ones? Or do you want to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let's obviously go with let's do NFC North, just because that was quite a fun one at the weekend. Everybody that needed to win lost, and the team that probably should have lost won. So the Lions lost, which cost them the postseason. Then the Packers lost, which cost them a chance for the division title. Then the Bears lost, which cost them a chance for the 1 seed. But the Vikings won, which cost them a better draft pick, which is all that they really can get at this point. Anyway, so that one's done. The Packers are now locked in as the 7th seed. They can't be anything but the 7th seed. Bears are currently the 2nd, but if they lose and the Eagles win, the Eagles will get the 2nd seed and the Bears will get the 3rd seed. And that's as much as it is. An extra week of home field advantage, potentially, is as much as that comes there. And at the same time, if you look at the NFC East as well, that one was already a foregone conclusion. The Eagles scraping by the Bills, and that barnstorm of 13-12 game has kept their hopes of the 2 seed alive, and they will win at the weekend. I'm sure of it. But that's pretty much it for them too. The North and the East are not of interest in the NFC. It's all about the South and the West.
Yeah, well, just looking at this NFC playoff picture that I stole from ESPN, the Eagles are guaranteed to make the playoffs and guaranteed to win the division. So I assume they're benching some people this week. I don't think there's going to be much like shifting around that can happen for them.
Like I said, it's just if they want that 2 seed, and it's whether if they think I'd rather face an injured Packers or the Rams is the difference between 2 and 3.
Yeah, probably want to go up against the Packers, which at the moment your boys are there, aren't they? It's the Bears, Packers.
And Bears have Bears have got the head-to-head over the Eagles, but they've got the same result, the same record. So it just depends on who wins. So Eagles need to win and hope the Bears lose.
Interesting. So, but yeah, like should be a decent couple of games. I think you guys got Detroit, and I didn't see who the Eagles are playing. Washington. Okay. I assume Detroit are not playing for anything, but Dan Campbell, he's not going to let anybody just He's not going to sit his starters, is he?
No, they're going to play to beat Ben Johnson as well.
Of course.
That's the narrative from their point of view. Our head coach is better than the guy that left. Is what it will be, and they've got that kind of point to prove that they're not all about Ben Johnson. But that's it. It's pride, and that's it. But when you're Lions, pride's important.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Somebody's had a Red Bull.
Yeah. So if we jump them, and then do you want to tackle the NFC South? That's your.
I mean, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the NFC South because obviously I'm a Saints fan and I've been like leading the charge a little bit for the Carolina Panthers. You know, as strange as that may be for not even me, to be fair. But I found this out of all of them really fascinating that the Panthers can lose and still win the division. Because if they lose, Tampa Bay will also have an 8-9 record, which means Tampa Bay would go ahead of Carolina. But if the Falcons win, they also have an 8-9 record, which means the first, second, third place in the NFC South all have a losing record. Hilarious. And the way that all of kind of the head-to-heads have gone against each other, because Carolina swept Atlanta, it would mean that Carolina still ends up going through. So if they win, they're in. If they lose, they need Atlanta to beat the Saints. I don't think that Atlanta are going to beat the Saints. The Saints actually look quite good. And you know what? If there were 6 more weeks, boy, would we be the top of that division with 9 and 8. if we could have like taken a couple of things away. So I think Atlanta are going to lose. I reckon. Look, I would really like Carolina to win, just because I think that nobody saw it coming. I love that kind of underdog story. It'd be a shame because they'll just be winning out. But then if Tampa go through, we get to see Baker Mayfield, and hopefully they go right. Let's put the regular season, the back end of that season, behind us. Let's just hammer it. Just live like there's no tomorrow, and Tampa Bay could make it quite the interesting playoff push. But no wrong answers from the NFC South, from being, well, they literally are the worst division in football, to, in my opinion, being the most exciting final day to see who the hell ends up just being the scrappy wild card. In fact, not even wild card, because they're the top of the division. So, well, it'll be on the wild card weekend, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they'll end up with the hometown advantage as well.
Yes.
Which I absolutely love. I know a lot of people hate, but like Carolina coming in at 8-9 and then forcing somebody to, I mean, at this point, who would they end up going up against? Dragging the 49ers over to Carolina.
Yeah.
To play. It's just it's kind of poetic. But then it could be the Seahawks, I suppose, because the way that goes. Is that it? Is the Seahawks Niners, one is the first, one is the fifth, or is it even weirder?
No, it's even weirder. So if the 49ers beat the Seahawks, the Niners are the 1 seed, Seahawks 5th, Rams 6th. If the Seahawks beat the 49ers and the Rams win, Seahawks are 1st, Rams are 5th, Niners are 6th. And if the Seahawks win and the Rams lose, Seahawks are 1st, Niners are 5th, and Rams are 6th. So that 5th and 6th seed is either going to be Rams and Niners, Rams and Seahawks, or Niners and Rams the other way around. So in that game, as the 4th home team, they're going to be facing either anybody. They could literally be facing anybody.
Well, Andrew S1H thinks the Seattle are going to win it all. So win out of the weekend, get your bye week, like carry on regardless. Niners get dragged over to Carolina.
Now would be the good time to mention the Pope thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I put into the screenshot because I found it like a late last minute, but I'm just going to bring up our like WhatsApp group and I'll talk people through it. So Credit to, I think it's NFL Memes who put this one up. But in 2005, a new pope was elected, and the Seahawks went on to win 13 games and make it to the Super Bowl. In 2013, a new pope was elected, and the Seahawks won 13 games and went on to the Super Bowl, which they won. It's 2025. A new pope has been elected. The Seahawks have 13 wins, and so we could, divine intervention steps in, but then there's obviously the conflict of interest where the Pope, being a Bears fan, puts the two at kind of odds. So I am a little worried for what looks to be a really good run for new popes.
Is this like when you put butter on the back of a cat and it can't land on its feet and it can't land on its butter side down, so it just spins?
Perpetual motion. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to start calling the RSPCA here.
I say it like I do that all the time. Yeah.
She's like, I see a cat. I immediately go in my house, grab a butter knife, my butter dish, and run out.
Well, you have to butter the toast first, Alex. It's not butter always lands butter side down. Butter toast always lands butter side down. So the chances are that you've got to get back in, do some toast sufficiently to butter it, to then attach it to a cat and then drop them from a height. Who's calling the RSPCA now? I'm calling like food standards on you for chucking butter on cats. Yeah. Oh, switched it on you, didn't I? But yeah, so let's see who God really does favor. Is it the Seahawks, which he appears to, or is it the Bears? It could be a conflict of interest between the big man upstairs and his head of the front office, I guess. Would you class the Pope the GM or head coach? Because,
he's PR, isn't he?
God's the owner. Punt returner. I could see it. He looks pretty sprightly.
So if it's the Seahawks Bears in the NFC title game, do the Bears reach out and invite the Pope?
Yeah.
To the Seahawks. He gets 2 letters through on the same day, like, oh, monsieur. And he's like, uh-oh. And they're like, what? Oh, Sophie's choice.
Does he does the coin toss at the beginning, and then you know who's won. Whoever wins the coin toss wins the game.
I was going to bring him out during the halftime show, to be fair, in the Pope-mobile. Just have him, like, raise up from with, like, smoke and stuff. Like, that'd be cool. That
would be very cool. Halftime show.
Who knew we would get like 5 solid minutes talking about the Pope on an NFL podcast in the UK? Pete Texas being like, let's just keep this one short, shall we? Absolutely not. Derailed it already. Like,
we can't get nice to save our lives.
Yeah. Like, talk to me. So I've mentioned about the NFC South and how great that is, and that's the one that I'm watching. I'm watching Carolina against Tampa just to see who the hell ends up in that one. And Alex, what you got your eye on? What do you like in this weird like playoff push that we've got in week 18?
We have to go over to the AFC South because the Texans' rise is the most boring thing about this division possibly being won. Because the Jaguars could win the division title with a win or just a Texans loss. The 1 seed with a win and the Broncos loss, but they also need the Patriots to lose as well. It's one of those. So the Patriots and Broncos lose. And the Jaguars win. They get the 1 seed. If the Texans win, they win the division title, but they need the Jaguars to lose.
That's a lot of maths to math.
It's a lot of maths. It's a lot of crazy stuff. But if both of them lose, which could possibly happen, it won't, but it could possibly happen. If both of them lose, then it stays exactly the same and nothing changes.
I would quite like that just because then I don't have to think about it too hard.
We'll just keep the same picture for next pod.
It could absolutely happen. It absolutely can happen, especially if the Patriots don't lose, which the Patriots are not going to lose at the weekend. They're not going to lose at the weekend. They really aren't going to lose at the weekend. Even if they rested every player, they are not going to lose at the weekend. There is physically, like, we haven't done much gambling things on this podcast this season. Many reasons why, because none of us are very good at it. But if I had to put a lot of money on something, it would be the Patriots to win this weekend.
Yeah, against the Finns. Yeah,
it is. They're not getting beat by the Finns. And then if I had to put an awful lot more money on something, it would be the Bills against the Jets.
Yes, I mean it's a fairly easy thing to say. I'm going to bet money against the team playing the Jets. That's usually the safe bet. I mean, obviously not this weekend, but that was. Did the Jets lose this weekend? I can't remember. I'm having a mind blank.
Yes.
Chances are yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
It's the Giants, wasn't it? The Giants that stepped it up. Sorry, not the Jets. Yeah. Yeah. So I think the status quo stays in the AFC East. I can't see any changes there. It's Broncos and Jags, which are the more interesting ones, I think. For this.
I'd rather the Broncos I'd rather the Jags have the 1 seed. Absolutely.
Because you'd rather go into Jacksonville as a Chargers team than into Mile High.
No, I'd rather, because I know that we can beat the Broncos.
You think you've got a better chance of beating the Broncos than you have beating the Jags?
Yeah, the Jaguars embarrassed us last season in the playoffs, remember?
Yeah, but that was last season.
They were very good and we were very bad. I don't want to repeat that.
Yeah, I guess there is some of that. I'm just having a look at the spread on the Patriots Dolphins. It's only got Patriots to win by, well, the over-under is 10.5. So touchdown. Right. Yeah. So like, are the Dolphins just coming out to absolutely screw the Patriots over?
No, the over-under 10.5. Do you mean the spread?
The spread.
The spread's 10.5.
Yeah.
That's a big old spread.
Well, no, like we had a 14 spread this weekend, didn't we?
It was bigger than that. I don't know if it was 14. I didn't keep a close enough eye on it, but I would assume that the Patriots absolutely win this by at least 14, like 2 touchdowns. So there you go. Keep your money on minus 10.5 on the New England Patriots. Double your money. Have a happy new year. Bet your house. Bet your second house, because then you don't lose your first house. So your second house. And then you've got 3 houses. And then that means you can start building hotels.
Someone played Monopoly this Christmas.
No, I'm not allowed anymore, cheat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no one will play me. They know that I cheat. I'm open about the cheating. I tell them that's the thing. It's all the mind games, Alex. Tell them that I'm going to cheat, and I do cheat, but they still don't see it. It's real easy. It's real easy.
It's more real life, isn't it? As well, you don't get a monopoly without breaking the rules.
There you go. Boom.
That's just a life lesson for the kids.
Yeah,
right.
For all you kids out watching, cheat to win.
Okay. These two are very tired. They have kids over Christmas. Please do not listen to either thing they've said. That is awful.
It's giving like Love Actually, like, kids, don't do drugs. Become a rock star, get them for free. Like, it's the closest we could get to it. Don't buy drugs. There you go. That's
oh God, Bill Nye. You've talked about the Patriots. Their division's pretty boring, to be honest with you.
Yeah, kind of.
They can get the 1 seed if the Broncos get beat.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and who had the Broncos? Broncos playing Chargers, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if the Chargers lose and the Broncos win, the Chargers are playing the Patriots.
That's correct.
But if the Chargers win, they're playing the Broncos again.
Yes.
In not quite back-to-back weeks, but close as.
Yes, and then if the Jags win, and the Patriots win, and the Broncos win, it stays exactly the same as it is.
Yeah, which is fair enough. Again, I'm happy with it staying as it is. These I'm just looking at the current bracket. I think Pittsburgh going to beat the Ravens. I think nice try, Ravens slipping in. By the way, social media moment of the week from actual teams was the Browns saying, "We didn't do it for you," which is just the nod to the Ravens. Yeah, like they've still got a chance. Like, we didn't beat them for you. Don't get it twisted. We still don't like you. So yeah, I think this is the lineup that I would most like to see. I think Pittsburgh, Houston would be great to watch. I think Jags Chargers great to watch. Like both of those. Don't care who goes through. Patriot Bills. Happy with one of them being knocked out is where I'm basically at. Like, I would like the Bills to go on and potentially like win the whole thing a little bit more than the Patriots, but I appreciate everything that Vrabel's done with that team. So seeing the Patriots go all the way isn't going to matter to me. I just think that whole AFC, let's not mess around. This is perfectly fine. I think the what is it? Is it just the Ravens have got a chance to spoil it?
That's it.
Yeah, I don't care. It would be similar to what I was saying about the Panthers getting in and just being like a waste of a playoff spot. At least we get the goodbye like playoff run from Aaron Rodgers, because we all assume that he's gonna hang it up at the end of the season, especially if he can make the playoffs and maybe get a win there, which he won't. And then we'll see the brakes get beat off of him by the Houston defense. Who doesn't want to see that? Just give me that. That's the one, isn't it? Like,
I'm looking forward to that so much. I'm so looking forward to that.
So this weekend, we're agreed. We're all fans of the Steelers. But then after that, well, let's go Houston. Yeah. Love that. Yeah, like AFC, always more boring when it comes to these things because the same teams basically like make it all the time. It really is like NFC side that is fun.
Yeah, with the AFC North, can like one of them just win it? Because it's boring.
I love your note. It's a bit more expletive than this, but yeah. Will someone please win this thing in all caps?
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to win it?
The Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah.
Lamar's not going to be back, is he? Is it going to be still Tyler Huntley?
Yeah. Most likely.
The crazy thing is, again, the spread here is 3.5. So the reckon it's going to be close, but I don't.
The comments that were said this week were we don't see much of a difference in our offense when we have a Lamar like this versus Tyler Huntley. And that was from John Harbaugh. So, like, yeah, that was my first reaction. I was like, oof. Like, he's not going to be a Raven next season. But
that statement doesn't help anybody because it's either saying Lamar Jackson has lost a step, so we've got Tyler Huntley, who's as good as a beaten up Lamar Jackson, or which doesn't help Tyler Huntley's confidence at all, or Lamar, you are so bad, you are not as good as Tyler Huntley, which brings him down as well. There is no nice way of saying anything about that whole thing.
The only thing that could possibly happen is that Derrick Henry doesn't play a single snap because John Harbaugh's lost his mind. he runs for 216 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then Harbaugh next week just goes, "Yeah, no, Derrick had a really high workload. We're gonna relax him and make sure he's okay and do that lot." And you have a camera pan to the sideline, and Derrick Henry's in a towel with his feet in a foot spa, just relaxing. He's not even suited up.
I mean, it's been the approach all season, hasn't it? It's like he saved all his touches for just the Packers game. It's like, oh, maybe you wouldn't have been in 1-and-in in the worst division in the AFC if you'd have just used Derrick Henry more for the last 15 weeks.
I love it. Last 15 weeks. Fair enough. For the first 3, that's fine. Don't bother. But then for the next 15, like, could we maybe take all of the carries that he had over all of that time, and even them out across every single game instead of giving him them? It's just peaks and troughs, isn't it?
Yeah, even him out with a 1 seed.
I might have made the playoffs if he'd done that.
Yeah, tell that to
I
the
might have
Giants
won my
junior owner.
bets. Yeah. Yeah, AFC, do better. Do better next year. Although, I mean, they've tried by having the Broncos potentially be the number 1 seed, which is fun.
Also, gotta say, could you imagine if somebody had said to you before the start of last season, next year, the top 2 seeds in both the AFC and NFC will be quarterbacked by 3 of the rookies that have just been drafted and Sam Darnold. It's wild. 3 second-year quarterbacks and essentially second year of being an actual NFL caliber quarterback as well for Sam Darnold.
Darnold's one of, I think, 5 QBs now that have gone back-to-back 13-win seasons. And the company that he keeps is like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, like real high caliber QBs, and then Sam Darnold. It's just mad, and God bless him. He really is the modern day Eli Manning, isn't he? Where he's just not going to get the love, and he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. He could win 3 Super Bowls, and still, I don't think that anybody would put Sam Darnold into the Hall of Fame. The fact that he's gone back-to-back years on 2 different teams is insane. And then the one that he went to and shipped their number 1 receiver off, it's just boggled. The mind is boggled. I can't comprehend it. Which is, I just hope the Seahawks go all the way. I like them enough anyway. Cool color scheme. I like their vibe. And Sam Darnold, just God bless him. He dragged me to some playoffs in fantasy as well. He's done his bit for me. Also, that Rivals uniform, just absolute cinema. Beautiful. Love it.
If the playoffs were like this, maybe put in the Buccaneers if you wish. Like, who would you now want to go to the Super Bowl? Because our Super Bowl picks are gone. Like, they're not a thing. If you're looking at this playoff bracket, who's your Super Bowl pick for me? And like, do that though. Who's your Super Bowl pick?
Who do we want to, or who do we think will? Because they're very different questions.
Let's do both.
Yeah, do both. Go on, Pete. Who do you want?
I think we know on the NFC. I definitely want Chicago representing the NFC.
Of course, yeah.
That's a given. I'd want Chicago Chargers. Is what I'd want. Because
I don't think I could see Mum and Dad fight. To be honest with you,
exactly.
This would tear me apart.
I've said it before. I've got a soft spot for the Chargers. It's an ongoing joke that I'm a secret Chargers fan. That people say that, and yeah, it can just be me v Alex, and it'll be exciting.
We'd get battered.
It's a good pod.
We'd get absolutely battered.
It'll be a cracking game. What I think is going to happen is I think it's Eagles Texans.
Ooh,
and I
Eagles Texans.
Yeah, and we have an all-timer like 9-7 Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's a repeat of the Rams Bengals.
Yeah.
Seeing as Alex asked the question, I will go next. Having no skin in the game, I've just said I would love to see the Seahawks go all the way through and do it, which is nice, but also the kind of the underdog lover in me goes like Panthers. But I've said from the start of the season that Green Bay should do it. Now, Seahawks versus the Broncos. I want these number 1 seeds. These are 2 of the teams that I kind of been like talking about. I would love to see that. Who I think is going to happen. I reckon we get Bills, Rams, and that's a pretty tough one for me to say. But also, I think God bless him. I don't think the Bills do it. I'm giving the win to the Rams on that as well. The forever the bridesmaid Buffalo Bills. Go on now.
I want it to be Chargers Rams.
Snubbed you there, Pete.
Sorry, Pete. Sorry.
Didn't reciprocate at all.
Sorry.
You're on the SoFi Bowl.
Sorry, I really would love it, but no. I want Chargers Rams. I want it to be the Battle of LA, and everyone will be like, "Oh, it's going to be that." It'll be like, and they do their own like what's the NBA call it where they have all the stars? Is it Celebrity Row?
Yeah.
Something
I
like
think
that.
so.
And then,
Oh, what, like on the front row?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the NFL take that completely for the All LA game and just have like a celebrity row of like everyone at the front row of the NFL game in San Francisco. That'd be really great. What I think is going to happen is I think it'll be Jags Seahawks.
Jags. I would love a Jags Seahawks. That'd be cool. Like the London Jags, the Union Jags, would be very welcome in that. Seen them a bunch of times. Big fan of their work. Looking pretty cool. I don't see the Jags getting their way through that. I don't see them. I could see them beating the Chargers. I don't see them beating the Broncos. I don't see them beating the Bills. I don't see them beating the Patriots. That's the only thing for me. I don't see them beating the Houston Texans actually either.
So
They just beat the Broncos 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, different beast in the playoffs, isn't it? The Broncos will get the extra week off and all that. Although I've said before, I think the people with the bye week tend to suffer because they lose a bit of momentum.
But being
That's
in
my
Mile
own
High
judging.
is an advantage, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they get that, Mile High is a huge advantage.
Yeah, for the Jags with their kicker.
Well, yeah.
Just 70 yards every single time. Boom, it's three. You can't stop us. We're just going to keep going.
Like, can I score off a punt?
It's like for every time I break the record, I think we should get one more point. It's like, all right. So what is it? Like you got 68, so 69, 70, 71. There we go.
Was it Scott Fishbowl? No, it was the FFCC, wasn't it? The 5-yard rush one where you get more points depending on how far your kick is in a fantasy football. So distance matters and you score more. So kickers ended up being like really, really valuable. And I just didn't draft any. Which
I took loads and they all just missed from like 40 yards. So it wasn't a good strategy anyway, mate. So don't worry about it.
The only thing I would say is on San Francisco, because they could get the 1 seed. It's going to be interesting because Seahawks' strength is their defense. San Francisco's strength is definitely not their defense, but it's their offense. So those two is a really interesting matchup now and going in. And they said on the weekend that Fred Warner thinks he can be back for the NFC Championship game. And that's a massive, massive lift for that 49ers defense as well. So if they can, even on a snap count, he can make a difference. So that could be really interesting for them.
I just brought up the tweet from the Underdog NFL on Twitter that Alex put in. So this kind of like breaks down easily. So Niners 1 seed with a win, Seahawks 1 seed with a win. Obviously, we know they're going against each other. Panthers, Buccaneers, we've talked about either the division title or they don't make the playoffs. Bears 2 seed with a win or an Eagles loss. Eagles 2 seed with a win and a Bears loss. That's all very cool. Ravens division title with a win. Steelers with division title and a win. They're against each other. Broncos and Patriots similar to what's up. So it's battling for the 1 seed, but they're obviously against their respective division. Jags is the crazy one, isn't it? So division title with a win or Texans loss. 1 seed with a win and Broncos and Patriots lose. And then Texans division title win and a Jags loss. It's just, man, it's going to be really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, I forget this, that everyone has to play on the same day. I realized as I was putting together the notes for the pod. So
it's not the same day, is it? All division have to play at the same time because there's one Saturday as well.
Oh, sorry. There is one on Saturday. So it's the 9:30 game on Saturday. Carolina, Tampa. Oh my God, this is excellent. So I can watch Carolina, Tampa, not have to worry about anything else that's going on there. That's cool on Saturday night. And then, rolling into, there is a Saturday night game in the US. It's Seattle, San Francisco. So I'll watch that Sunday morning. And then we've got like 7 games at 6 p.m. and then 7 other games at like 9:25. So we can ignore the Saints. Atlanta could just be a wash depending on what happens already. Cleveland, Cincinnati, no one cares. Green Bay, Minnesota doesn't matter. Dallas, New York doesn't matter. Tennessee, Jacksonville doesn't really matter. Indiana, Wisconsin, blah, blah, blah. So the 6 p.m. games, not huge. Obviously, there is a little bit here and there. But then 9:25, that's when you're talking. Right. Chicago, LA versus Denver, and then like New England, Philly, all that kind of good stuff. Red zone's just going to be mental, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's where then I was
absolutely
stop myself.
I might just have to go to the quad box, one on my tablet and one on my TV, so I can just like a beautiful morning.
I'm really, really hoping DAZN, if anybody is listened to even has got this far into this podcast, please, for the love of God, give me you pick your own quad boxes. I can't choose the games that I want, but so there's one that is like Red Zone and 3 other games. Give me Red Zone and 3 games that matter for each of the 2 things. Don't be giving me Cleveland, Cincinnati in one of those spots. No. No one cares. Don't force me to just watch Red Zone. I like to have 3 so I can watch them and then keep an eye on what's going on elsewhere. Like Kansas City, Vegas in the 925. Just don't go. I say they flip a coin. No one cares. Oh, hilariously, Max Crosby, like while the Raiders were playing, posting up clips of him playing basketball perfectly fine, was just absolutely stunning work from him. That was excellent. Like, just God bless him for
no, he's injured. He needs to have surgery in the off season. He's so badly beaten. No, I'm not. I'm right.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm not buying into this tanking.
The one thing we haven't really touched on, but we should do, is the Super Bowl is in San Francisco. So if the 49ers get the 1 seed, are they losing at home? I don't know. If they lost at home all season, and then whoever beats them has already had a playoff game in that building and there, so they can just move all of camp there when they win.
Didn't Brady's Bucks? Did they win it in?
Yeah, they won it in Tampa. Yeah. There's something cool about. I think the Niners now have the opportunity to have one of the longest, active single season streaks at home, isn't it? Because they have the opportunity to be the 1 seed to play every single one of their games at home, and then the Super Bowl is at home as well. So and they've done incredibly well in the back end of the season too. So that's interesting and a bit cool.
So if they do win, it's Shanahan. He is destined to always lose in the Super Bowl if he gets there. He's a choke artist, isn't he? So
he's the Tottenham Hotspur of NFL managers.
Yeah. Oof. So you get a Super Bowl bye if you play him.
Spurs catching strays on the pod. Didn't do anything to hurt us. Like, if anything, they've really helped us out by hosting games. I think you've got to be very careful, Alex, because I'm trying to get us all press passes for next year. We could get upwards of 30 people a week to watch this. Surely, whoever's in charge, bring me Teddy Sheringham. I'm sure he still has something to do with them. He can sort us out.
Harry Kane, he's the one, isn't he? He loves his NFL.
Kane does. Yeah, we'll do some of that. Let's have a little chat about Pick'em and Flick'em before we go anywhere, shall we? Underdogs, overdogs, Wombling free. Pick'em, Flick'em, week 18. Last week, last chance to get it. And boy, this is the section where I talk about myself. I have dragged myself up to 4th place with only 3 points behind the winners. So, shout out right now to, at the moment, Raiderbutts first overall with 164. And then Ed Black 1 behind him. And then our boy Varley 2 behind the win as well. So any of those could take it this weekend. And then it's me in 4th, 3 behind the leader. I was just trying to make top 5 or save myself some money and win it all and not have to get a gift for the winner. I did so by apparently just going 8-8 this weekend, which was very frustrating. Some results were not resulting. And my only underdog was the Giants to beat the friggin' Raiders, which I'm sure that would have changed by the time the weekend came around, but that was the only one at the time of the underdogs that I went for. This week, however, underdogs. I've got Carolina over Tampa. I've got the Saints to beat Atlanta, and I've got Green Bay to beat Minnesota. They're the three underdogs that I'm like hanging the onions on. That's where I'm going to pull it all back. Then I have got to sneak an upset. I've got Pittsburgh to beat the Ravens as well, but I think I must have picked the Ravens in the pick, and I'm going to change that right now. Just quickly before we talk about you guys, one brave soul, two brave souls this week. Somebody who we've not mentioned on the pod at all, Woo Tata 01 was the only person to beat the Falcons to beat the Rams. Crazy move. What were you thinking? But did it. And then Rob Nugent picked the Dolphins to beat the Buccaneers. So well done, you two. Tip of the hat. Go to it there. Alex with 158 to 98. You are currently in 10th. And Pete with 160 to 96. You are currently 7th. So we're really battling to not be the worst on the pod.
Pete had a really good week as well.
Yeah, I don't like you glazing over the fact that I had one good week this season. So I picked 12. I got 12 right this week, the highest in the league. After being laughed at and mocked on the podcast last week for saying the Browns were going to beat the Steelers.
We did. We spent a whole few minutes laughing.
Yeah, and they did it. And now, although I'm 7th, I'm only 1 behind you. And somehow I'm only 4 from top spot.
Yeah.
So if I do a few onion hangers this week,
it's close,
I could still win.
Yeah, it's very close.
Or pick all favourites, and while everyone else is out here trying to be cute, straight up.
I will very safely say that this 12 is Pete's best ever week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty sure it is.
Which is
7th is his best ever position as well. He's never gone above 7th.
Yeah. So my only aim is not to be the worst one in this podcast. And I was going pretty okay for a little while, and then Pete's actually decided to take it seriously, and now I'm way over my head, and I'm going to struggle. But no, the games that are like, I don't know who does these games or like the odds for them, but some of them are really whack, man. Like some of them are really whack. The Steelers only having 38% to beat the Ravens is weird. The Chargers only having 14% to beat the Broncos. What are we doing here?
Because the Chargers have said they're resting.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Justin Herbert.
I think that's a red herring. I don't think he's actually going to do that.
Are you sure? When he's line's that beat up, do you think he won't just drop him to not get him killed? And he's been playing with a broken arm, hasn't he?
Yes, he's been playing with a broken hand. God, if he doesn't,
but I think we should pick the Chargers.
I hate so much. And also Green Bay to be 30% to beat the Vikings really is a weird one.
Yeah, I think they're assuming they're going to be resting. There's nothing to play for in Green Bay. I think they might be able to get the 6th seed. I don't think they can. I think it's basically they're 7th seeds. There's nothing to play for. So I think they're assuming they're just going to rest people because they're already banged up. But it is an odd one.
But do the Vikings want to ruin their draft pick as well?
Apparently so.
We've got to really take that into consideration. Where it's like, even Minnesota, you've got nothing to play for, so maybe don't start all of your starters as well. I'd say the Green Bay backups beat the Minnesota backups. Right?
Do we have guys playing for incentives in Minnesota?
Something that I forgot to have a look at. One of my favorite gambling weekends of the year is the last week where somebody has to get an ungodly amount of yards or catches or yak or something insane to be able to hit $1 million bonus or something.
There's a guy on Twitter called Salvetri, and he's really good for this. Salvetri DFS. If you follow him, he's normally really good at going, right, here's a list of all the incentive this week. and he'll really break it down, and it'll be like a multi-thread thing. Just go, this is what it is. This is what's needed. Boom, 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 boom. I've not seen it for this week, but I'll share it on Twitter when I find it, because it's generally really good for things that are interesting to watch on that last week.
Crazy ask. Do we think that New York Jets get an interception?
No.
Or are they going to be the first team to ever go an entire season without an interception from their
Against Josh Allen?
defense? Against Josh Allen.
Second one. So
is Josh Allen going to be like yeeting it out there to try and get something and like make a mistake, or it bounced off somebody's helmet and they get that? Because I saw that, and I didn't do the maths, but somebody was like, if you bet $1 on the Jets in week 1 to get 0 interceptions, and then rolled over everything you made from that into week 2 and said 0 interceptions and kept going throughout the whole season, by week 16 you'd have had $1.6 million, because the way that it would compound, because 0 interceptions and the odds of a team getting 0 interceptions week on week on week, you could have just gone straight up to like $1.6 million.
That's fantastic.
I've found some incentives for you, which I think
Yes.
you will enjoy. Let's start with the big one. Stephon Diggs.
What's his sentence?
He needs
How
8
many
catches, 8 catches for $500,000 and 130 yards for $1 million.
8
Rico-
catches and 140 yards. Yeah.
And he's facing the Dolphins, so it's a good gap matchup.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle needs 7 yards for $100 million and 1 TD for $250,000. Saquon Barkley needs 87 scrimmage yards for $250K. Sam Darnold needs 150 passing yards for $500K and 3 passing TDs for $500K. Marquise Hollywood Brown needs 1 touchdown for $250K. Smash that. Absolute smash that. Like, anytime touchdown scorer, Marquise Brown, smash that. The Chiefs always look after their guys. On 102 yards for $625K. I don't know about that one. Keenan Allen, 11 yards for $250K or 6 catches for $750K. He could be making $1 million in that game. Deebo Samuel, he needs 93 yards for $450K and he needs 10 catches for $450K. So he could have a big game as well. And Tony Pollard for the Titans? Yeah.
Pollard? Yeah.
He needs 66 yards for $250K and 2 touchdowns for $250K. So there's some cool ones.
What was the Darnold one? Because his over under is 239.5.
He'll get that. I reckon he'll get it all. 150 passing yards for $500,000 and 3 passing touchdowns for $500,000. And you saw how bad the Niners' defense is at the minute. They can't get pressure.
And it'll need to be a shootout against Mac 10 and whatever the other one, whatever Purdy's nickname is. It's Glock Purdy, isn't it?
Glock Purdy, yeah.
Glock Purdy and Mac 10. By the way, one of the greatest nickname duos I've heard in a long time.
I do love it, and I love the t-shirts that he had made. I truly love the title Mr. Relevant. It's such a kick in the teeth to the title Mr. Irrelevant. Like, it just, from irrelevant to Super Bowl winner would just be incredible. They would make 3 movies about him. They'd get Peter Jackson out here. He'd be played by Frodo, whatever his name is. Get him out there. Actually, that's pretty good casting, Elijah Wood, for Brock Purdy.
I don't agree with you at all.
Not anymore. He's gone from a hobbit to you mean NFL quarterback.
They did the whole perspective thing, though, didn't they? Making Gandalf look really big so they could do this. I'm just putting the entire Lord of the Rings cast in to play the Niners.
Instead of
Orlando Bloom's George Kittle, done. Bank that, like, right away.
Instead of what movie would you turn in the Muppets into, it's what movie would you want the cast of Lord of the Rings to be?
Off-season pod topic. Write that one down. Let's get that
one in. Brilliant.
You absolute legends. So the day is Tuesday, although I'm not allowed to call it Tuesday. It's the 30th of December. There are no days of the week until the 6th. Oh, no, the 7th officially becomes the first actual day of the week, which is the day after our next show. So, yeah, we will be back on the 6th of January. Everybody have a happy new year. It's going to be a hell of a weekend of football for some reason. There's no way week 18 should be this stacked. I still can't believe it. Any passing thoughts before we skedaddle, boys?
No, looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to more chats with you guys.
Yeah, see you time.
2025 was great. 2026 is going to be bloody amazing.
Love it. Oh, it's the last pod of the year. See you next year. I'm going for a Twiglet.